Welcome back to the Joyish Kingdom. You guys know the torches are coming out for the prequel, meaning there are alternate NFTs now inside of the prequel collection. If they're there right now, if you want to check them out on OpenSea, in this video, I'm going to go through all the alternate photos that are in there so that you can know kind of my thoughts on it, what was really going on, and just for me to say a couple words on each photo that's new. So recap on like how the torches work with the access keys, things like that. There is a torching mechanism where if you hold two torches from the prequel's torch collection and an access key from the prequel collection, you can use that to get an alternate photo, meaning you can swap one of yours for one of the alternates that are in my wallet. You guys can see here it says items 45. There's actually only 26 access keys in the collection. The rest are in my wallet as alternates. And then the same rule applies for the Joyish collection and the Joyish torches, and for when the sequel comes out and the sequel's torches. And as you can see here, last sale 0.070 ETH. This is like what they minted for. So most people who bought these NFTs have been holding them for like 2 years. That's the kind of project it is, and the type of collectors that are in my community. They're just there for the ride. I'm gonna be here for a very, very, very long time making content. And these are my access keys. These are the #1 way to join the brand right now. So we're going to go through some of these new NFTs that have been added just this week. They are all alternates. First, we have Into the Unknown, a great photo with some beautiful fucking cinematography. This light as the path opens up into the darkness. I love it. This was on a trip with my family. To move forward in spite of the anxiety and unknown is what it means to be a Joyiger. There's a YouTube video, it's a vlog attached, very cinematic vlog with kind of like where all these photos were sort of taken. There's a couple more alternate NFTs that actually came from the same trip. Then we have The Shadow. This is a self-portrait I took in a condo at the Isle of Palms in Charleston. To face and to accept your inner demons is the most necessary thing a Joyiger can do. It is also the scariest thing a Joyiger can do. It is pretty terrifying to sit there and face your mind, to meditate even, to sit there and not think about things, just sit there and dwell and sort of just be. You know, it's for some reason it's scary. It's not scary once you do it and you realize it's not scary, but for most people, to sit in a quiet room alone and not think is a pretty terrifying thing to do because you're like, what would happen? Next one, Observation Deck. This is that same time at Isle of Palms. I just love silhouettes. I think it's a great photo, and there's something about gazing. I think that's what I talked about in the description here. Learn to stop for a moment and gaze. Gaze at the nothingness. Let your mind visualize your dreams. Allow yourself to think creatively, to see new perspectives, to observe reality. There is something to be said to sit there and observe reality instead of constantly trying to problem solve all day long. Your brain doesn't need to be on 24/7. And I just love this photo and what it represents. Next, alternate jump. I literally jumped out of a plane in this photo. This is right before my skydiving a few years ago. The description says jump. I'm not talking about skydiving, and that's true. The Joyish, everything about my brand, Joyish is about rolling the dice on yourself, taking a chance, take the leap, do the jump before you're ready, before you have enough money, before you have anything, and just go do it. Because you're not going to do it. You know, like you very rarely do you have a plan that doesn't involve you acting now that ends up working. If there's a thing you want to do, likely step #1 is a lot easier and very much possible to do literally right now. So take the jump. Next one, He's on a Mission. That one, I love this photo here. A behind the scenes look at my setup as I prepare to leave on my Joyish, living in a car. That is, I had begun packing my stuff in there, spending nights in the car in the driveway just to practice and sort of acclimate a little bit. I was ready, and I really was. I was sleeping in the car multiple times a week just to kind of get used to it and see if this was really like what I wanted to do. I'd already committed, and I knew this was a journey, a spiritual journey of self-discovery. But basically everything left in here was what I needed on the day-to-day. Everything else was ready to go in the car. Next one, One by One. I absolutely love this photo for what it represents. So it says, day by day, the Joyish becomes more and more real. I asked and I received. I asked for help. I was given help. One of my best friends, Devin, had a special printer from his at-home business and printed these out for my car and my laptop. The very same stickers in this photo are still on my laptop, it's true, at the time of minting this NFT. Yeah, this is just cool for me because it felt like everyone was rooting for me at the end because I knew the day I was going to leave. I started saying goodbye to my friends. I said goodbye to my coworkers, and it felt right, you know, and it was beautiful. And like giving me last bits of advice before I left my hometown after 20 something years. Next we have Will You Go On. I love this photo and how it has this winding road that leads into what you don't even know. You know, knowing that in front of you is the unknown. Can you continue moving forward, or will you let your self-doubt, your perceived self-doubt, hold you back from being the explorer you know you are, the Joyiger that you know you are? There is a YouTube video attached to this photo, same one that was earlier in this video. It's the same trip that I was on. I just love how cinematic it is and how everything lines up beautifully. Next alternate, Beauty in the Hatred. I love this photo because this was at that old surfing job that I had just stayed there a little bit too long. I was working every single day. I was starting to really not enjoy my time there. There is a video attached to this photo. I actually documented and made a beautiful cinematic vlog on my final day at work. There's always beauty if you look for it. This was the restaurant job that I had a love-hate relationship relationship with. I simultaneously loved it, but I hated going. In little moments, though, I would find beauty in that hatred. A customer's laugh here, a sunset there. Maybe it wasn't all too bad. There is beauty in the hatred. And it's worth it to go and pick out those moments when you can. If you're working a job you don't want to do, if you're in a place you don't want to be, find the beauty within that. It helps, and it's a good reminder. A moment of reflection. And so this photo is beautiful. It's just depicting this old couple just chilling here. I've always struggled to look at people and not have feelings of distrust, frustration, anger even sometimes, as a result of my childhood feeling like I was always fighting to not be last pick on flag football, to not be bullied for being the only Japanese kid in school full of rich white kids. My entire life until my mid-20s felt like survival of the fittest. Working customer service jobs like waiting tables or being a counselor made me view humans as annoying in most cases. This made me feel like I was competing with every human on earth, so I decided to walk away because I did not wish to view humans in this way anymore. As time went on, I realized that most humans were indeed chilling. They really were. Take this lovely couple, for example. They're just here enjoying a lovely sunset. They don't care about me. They're not trying to bully me. They are simply enjoying being alive. This lesson took me a very long time to learn and to come to terms with. To be honest, I often find myself still struggling. It's funny that this photo comes right after the one at the restaurant. Like, it's true. I did have a lot of trouble hating people. Not because I hated them, it just felt like a defense mechanism, you know? Lost, forgotten. This is one of my favorite photos because this was literally like nothing special. I was just walking. I saw one of those like little stands where they just have old books so you can swap in and out just in the middle of nowhere. And I just snapped this photo. I remember I was like an old TI-84 Rebel Canon, whatever, old camera. I just thought it was beautiful. And just because something has been lost, forgotten, does not mean anything. We as humans have the choice of intention. What is lost can be found. What is forgotten can be remembered. I'm not talking about books. I'm really not. This is for anything in your life. There is no such thing as too late or too early. It is your choice, your intention, your desire to choose that gives anything. There is literally no such thing as the future or the past. There is only what you do right now. Everything after right now is in your memory and only lives in your mind, which isn't real. It's just how you perceive everything. The arc of the Voyager, God, I love this photo so much. Just this arc right here with these trees was just perfect. I remember we passed this and I was like, Hannah, frame this exactly like this and just snap it. All I'm going to do is walk right there. As soon as I get to this point, snap the photo. And I had her take this photo and I loved it. This isn't that same trip from earlier. The video is attached here. Keep going, Voyager. The ever-evolving journey of life requires you to maintain curiosity, courage, and intention, to choose to move forward in spite of your fear, your self-doubt, and even your lack of enthusiasm at times. There's a YouTube video attached, that same trip with my sister and my dad. Finally, I am done. This was literally the last hour before my final shift ever at that serving job. I could not tell you how excited I was. There was a GoPro in my head because there is indeed a vlog, a cinematic vlog that was from earlier as well, the same vlog that I captured this entire thing. I've been there about a year, working 5 to 6 times a week, and I was burned out. I had moments of presence and gratefulness here, but I felt miserable on the inside most of the time here. Couldn't really explain it, but I knew the chapter was coming to a close. I didn't belong here forever. I knew it was temporary, and it was time to finally go on my big adventure, the voyage. Next alternate, god damn it, it's cold. This photo is hilarious because it's this random teepee we found on the beach, me and my sister. But the title is actually a tribute to my great-grandmother, Harris. She suffered from Alzheimer's towards the end of her life. We didn't realize at the time, but with people living in nursing homes, they have routines, and it's not exactly the smartest thing to do to switch it up on them. We didn't know this, so we took her on a trip in our car to a local graveyard or something. I don't know exactly what it was, and she was terrified of literally everything. The car, the radio, the weather, the moving trees, like everything. She was just not having a good time. We finally arrived, determined to show her a good time. We all got out of the car, and she exclaimed immediately, "God damn it, it's cold." And with that, we got back into the car and took her back immediately. Only later in life did I take a course on Alzheimer's in college and learn that that was not the best idea. It was just a funny story, and it's something my family still talks about. God damn it, it is cold. Next one is play. This is a picture of my sister. Just got these roller skates, right? And my sister began doing things for no other reason than just because it was fun. I had been in work grind mode for a long time, and this concept was literally new to me. Every hobby I had was always tied to a certain goal. There's always aspects of fun, like soccer, fitness, all those things, but there's always an end goal with all of them. She helped me begin trying things just for fun, just because. So shout out Ban, shout out my sister, because I still struggle with this sometimes. I just feel like I always want to win or get to the top or something like that. Probably just because as a kid I felt inadequate in all ways. This photo, maybe I really am an artist. This is a tribute to one of the NFTs inside of Voyage, which is saying I am a fucking artist, because this is the prequel. This is before I had that confidence that I was. One of the first times I ever felt like I really really was. For some reason, I remember taking this photo and I was extremely self-aware when I took it. This was near the beginning of my photography journey, and more specifically my self-portrait journey. I kind of liked having to like not rely on anybody to take this photo. I could just do it on my own, but it felt very me, and I couldn't really explain it at the time, but I really fucked with it, and I thought for the first time, maybe I'm not just a soccer player or bodybuilder, maybe I'm an artist, maybe this can be my vibe too. And I believe this is that lake house that we rented for Devin's proposal. Either way, I just remember thinking, damn, I look vibey. I love this. Next one is You Sure About This? This is when I got Joy Age tattooed on my fingers. This is the artist that I had done. The title is attributed to the fact that I never actually occurred to me to second guess this decision to get Joy Age tattooed on my fingers. You guys can see it right now. Like, I just knew that I was gonna get Joy Age tattooed on my fingers. It was a symbolic gesture to myself that I was committed to this Joy Age. There was no going back. This shit hurted, fam. It really did. 10 out of 10 pain. It was awful. The cool part was that the tattoo artist here was also a content creator. We talked gear, content, and all the other things. We even had a YouTube channel. Everything just felt right, and I was like, you know what? This is it. This is good. I am also gonna get a tattoo here and here of the Joy Age signature, which is like this. There's two versions of it. I'm gonna get this one on my left side and then another version of it on my right side. Maybe that tattoo photo will make it into the sequel collection one day. Next one is called Imagine. It's a photo of me taking a photo of me in a reflection of a window. It says, imagine the highest version of yourself was looking back at you. Would you be ashamed? Would you be excited, worried, grateful? Would they be your equal? How do you value yourself? What would that version of you say to yourself? Should we just give a moment of silence for all of us, because that's kind of terrifying? Next one is Beauty in Your Thorns. I wrestled with this title for a long time because I just love everything about this photo. It's like if Poison Ivy was a person, it would be this photo. Like, it was just such a beautiful photo. Thorns, vines, like it was perfect. Nature's natural polarity. Beautiful on the outside, dangerous on the outside. Be a warrior in your garden. There is beauty in your thorns. I honestly don't even know if I can really explain what any of that means. It's just fucking poetry, bro. It's just art. I don't know. And the final alternate access key, it's called Balance. My friend Donna, we were just hanging out at their house, a bunch of us. We live by the beach, so this is the kind of shit that we did, I guess. They had this balancing board. But the balance of the world rests on your shoulders and your shoulders alone. Because reality is only in your own head, it truly does rest on your own shoulders. When you push too hard on one side, you tip over. Balance is a skill acquired from practice. I'm not talking about this photo. I'm truly not. Everything in your reality exists up here. All of it. 100% of it. You get shot in the head, gone. It's all gone. The balance of your reality exists just on your shoulders. And the good thing is, it is all about your intention to do things and to make choices. You can't control what the outside world's going to do to you. The only thing you can control is how you decide to move. And there are times when you need to tip the balance one way to get more momentum one way, but you always know that if you stay on that side, you will begin to tip over, and you always have to come back into alignment. And I feel like the game of life is trying to just get that balance some way where you're not just constantly angry with yourself or frustrated with yourself, or either, you know, not moving at all or moving too fast. Like, finding that little bit of balance. And it's almost a paradox, because like while you're tipped over on one side, on this tipped over version of reality that you're living in, you need to find balance, you know? And then when you find true balance, when you finally can balance it all, which I don't even know if it's possible. Anyways, guys, that is the final NFT in this prequel collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button for me. Now, the only way to get one of these alternates is if you already own an access key from the prequel collection, and then you have 2 prequel torches. The torches are minting probably right now. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, because I'll be posting all the updates there. I hope you join the family. Until next time, continue on your Joy Age, continue to learn, and be grateful you're alive watching this video. Bye.